Hello again, welcome to Up Next, our regular Rovers roundtable. Building up to Sheffield away, a huge game for Rovers ahead of a big final couple of months of the campaign. That's Friday night, we hope to see you there. So building up to that and picking apart a busy last couple of weeks here at Post Office Road as well, in the company of Director of Rugby / Head Coach. We'll get to the bottom of that. James Ford is here, and two of our senior players, Junior Moors and Jonathon Ford as well. James, let's start with you. 10 days ago, the coaching change was made. Sean Long, with the side 8 points clear at the top, has moved on, and you've been asked to look after things now. So how has that period been for you?
Well, firstly, I'd like to just say to everybody at the club and in and around the club, I've got a great affinity for Sean, and there's some really positive relationships is built, and I feel like I speak for everybody by saying that we wish him all the best at Wakefield, and I'm sure him and Marshall complement each other one another really well, and they'll have a real positive end to the season. Regards my role changing, well, yeah, the major focus of it has shifted from recruitment, retention, standards around the place, and over working with coaches, if you like, to plan and plan sessions and having input into review, to being the main driver of that. And obviously, Ian's had a key input. He's been, he's a good coach. I really do value his opinion, and we've been working pretty hard in our prep for the week, and we'll see how we go on Friday. And
in terms of the change, it surprised a few people, not just Featherstone Rovers fans, a few of which have been in touch with me, wanting to talk about that. But I think rugby league fans in general will see Featherstone sitting pretty top of the pile, 8 points clear, and thinking, well, why has that change been made? Martin Vickers, the chief executive, has explained a lot of that in a long letter, a statement he's put out. The key part, I think, for me was that the mixed tracks record of, as Martin puts it, against our closest rivals has highlighted the need to step up our performance standards, a reference to IMG, as we know, who are making these changes coming into effect from next year, and the feeling that it's not perhaps now or never, but this is the chance, isn't it? This is the time that Rovers have to get it right and use this very, very strong position at the top of the table to really push on and make sure everything is perfect for the next couple of months.
All that being said, my role is to work with this really talented bunch of players. We've got a fantastic squad, probably the best Featherstone squad that the club's had, and they're doing a lot of things right. And there's one or two areas we want to fine tune, and it's my job to help find those areas and help the club get promoted. Now, that could sound like there's a lot of pressure. I'm in no different position from any Featherstone coach. You're here to win, and you're here to win, and play a nice brand of footy. So there's no pressure on me any more than anybody else who's been in this post.
How are you with pressure? Because there will be a lot, whether you feel it or not. You're going to be asked to get this job done and get this thing over the line now.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't have taken it on if I didn't think I could do it. Obviously, I'm fully aware of the expectation in and around this place. I've been under just some tough times over my coaching career, and I'm confident that with the support of the playing group and the quality of the playing group, we can get Featherstone in the Super League.
Well, you've got two of your senior leaders alongside you here in Jonathon Ford and Junior Moors. Junior, first of all, how has this period been, the last 10 days, couple of weeks or so? For whatever reason, when coaches come and go, it can be quite unsettling. What's it been like?
Yeah, probably a bit of a transition, with changing of the coaches, but I think the goal remains the same. Promotions is what we all are thinking about, so we're just working towards that.
What about you, Jono? How have you found the start of this big kick, if you like, towards the big goal at the end of the year?
It's been good, to be fair. It was challenging, don't get me wrong. Like, it was, some people didn't see it coming and it was unexpected and all the rest of it, but it was challenging, and I think sort of the best thing I saw that come from it was the way the boys and everyone reacted, the way 40 came in. We all didn't know what was going on, and the way we responded, I wouldn't even say react, we responded quite well to that, and that probably just highlights that we've got a special bunch of blokes around us that we can keep moving forward. We had a good week of training on the back of some challenging news, and we're all in a different challenging situation, the coaching staff and playing staff, but all we can do is control our controllables and focus on us. And what I've seen so far is, we're still trying to tick those boxes, and we're doing the best we can.
And is that the key, in a way, for you guys as part of the leadership group? And you hear James Ford talking about being okay and thriving under pressure, but ultimately it's you guys on the pitch who can influence things, no one else.
Yeah, there's not much we can do. The decision was made. And now we've fully just got to get on with it, and back ourselves, back each other, and stick together through this, through this transition. And I think we're doing really well there. So just like I said, stick to our controllables, focus on that.
And when Martin talks about fine tuning, improving these performances against the teams around us, the teams who could challenge come the playoffs, I think we're up against one of them away Friday night. They had a real go here. We'll come on to that in a moment. But in terms of personnel, should we just kind of do a roll call there? We've got a couple of guys here who've been nursing injuries.
Yeah.
Where are we in terms of getting bodies back on the pitch?
We're in a real good spot, to be honest. Obviously, Josh Hardcastle aside, who we all know about Josh. Jack Buss is going to do some straight line running tonight, so hopefully he'll start integrating with the team. Brad Day's in front of him, he's training with the team. Jono has been training with the team a couple of weeks, and he's certainly in my plans to feature against Keighley and juniors back and training tremendously well, and he's certainly in my plans for Friday.
That's got to be a huge boost for you, getting these bodies back and these senior players back to be able to use now for these big games.
Yeah, absolutely. And just speaking, Junior, I've seen Junior play for Castleford, and I know what he's capable of. And I coached against Junior, when he played for Featherstone for James Webster. I absolutely know what he's capable of, and I'm looking forward to unleashing that version of Junior for the rest of the season.
Let's speak to you two again, Junior. Are you fighting fit? Are you feeling ready to go? And how frustrating does it still get at the tail end of your career, if you like, to pick up injuries that keeps you on the sideline?
Yeah, no, it has been very frustrating. Sitting on the sidelines, especially when the boys are going so well. Just wanting to contribute. But these last few weeks, coming back from the broken thumb, it's been really good. Being on the field with the boys, and can't wait to get back on the field.
And you've had a wretched run of luck, John, pretty much since you walked in to Featherstone. But that's built, I know, quite a strong mindset in you in terms of getting back on the pitch. How has the most recent recovery been?
Yeah, this is probably the most challenging one, because I just sort of got myself back, and sort of two freak sort of collision injuries, which that occurred. But like I said before, when I spoke to you before, it's the same thing. My mindset hasn't changed. My effort hasn't changed. I'm just trying to be of service, like we spoke about in previous meetings. Just trying to be of service to whoever can, need it within the club or within the playing group or whatever it is, and sort of, do my best to make Featherstone better, the players better, and the club, and put them in a better position. I've learned a lot along the way, just observing. I've been, I was fortunate enough to sort of sit along with Longy and Ford at different times and watch the game and just observe how things went on. And I can see, like I said last time when we spoke, I can take these things and put them in place, or help tip up the other players and sort of learn as much as I can. So we're as a group in a better position to move forward. So it's been, pretty shit to say. Like I've not enjoyed it, but at the same time, as soon as that went, I was sort of close to tears when I got injured the last time. It has been enjoyable to learn and to see things evolve and sort of challenge myself as a person, which I've enjoyed too. So,
does it make you hungrier when you pick up setbacks in a series of setbacks? I'm sure it makes you appreciate the good stuff more when the more bad stuff you have. But does it make you hungrier when you're back fit to make sure you capitalise?
I think it just makes me, I wouldn't say hungrier, I've always got that drive to be better, but it makes me just see a lot more things that I can put in place, or I can add, or I can just observe a lot more and see where I can be of benefit to someone else in the team whilst doing my role. Wouldn't say, you just see different things that you can put in place. I've always got that drive to play footy. I love playing footy, like no matter what, I just love playing footy. So I don't know if like more hungrier would be the term, but yeah, I enjoy the challenge of putting the things in place that I learn along the way.
Most teams, James, have have leadership groups, and you know they have an input and an effect and an influence on the team. I do get the impression, having spent a lot of time around this club, that Featherstone are really blessed in that respect in terms of the person in the leadership group, the experience and the kind of people you've got behind you. Do you feel that as well, and you know, does that impact on you and your job, having those people, you know, that close circle around you?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. There's a wealth of experience at this club, and there's a wealth of players who are fantastic leaders, and you know, I'll be leaning on them for their input and their feedback, and you know, I respect them highly, and their feedback and input will have a huge influence on the direction that we go.
Let's talk then a little bit about this Friday. Had a bit of a break because of the Challenge Cup and the 1895 Cup as well. What a thrilling end that was at Wembley. It's Sheffield away. A bit of time to build up to this one. Junior, how do Rovers go about beating Sheffield? They had a real good crack here. They're always fierce games, these, aren't they?
Yeah, well, we are sitting at the top of the table, so everyone we play, we expect to get the best version of them. So we're expecting nothing less from these guys this week. You know, they got some dangerous players all over the park, and I think we've been working really well to get ready for them.
You've got some friends in that team as well, right?
Yeah, a few, but you know, when it comes onto the field, it's what happens on the field stays on the field. So I'm looking forward to it.
What about you, John? How do you view the challenge of the Eagles this time?
I think it's all on us. You know, going back to what we said at the start of our chat today, is just focus on what we can control, what's going on in our sphere, and our sort of, you know, what we're going on with between the group, and you know, in between our ears with our mentality and how we're handling things. I think we focus on us and focus on our controllables, and that puts us in a good position to be the best version of ourselves, which I think is the most important thing. Is focusing on us at the moment, because that's what's got us through this last sort of challenging period. I think that's what will carry us through to the back end of the season, is really focusing on us and really just nailing down what we're good at and maximising our potential, fulfilling our potential, I believe.
Does it feel a little bit, it's probably hard for you to answer because neither of you have been out on the pitch recently, but looking from afar, it looks like this is kind of like the start of the playoffs, if you like. It's, you know, the end of the regular season, but in terms of building that M word, that momentum to hit the board running for a semi-final, hopefully a final, hopefully the goal of promotion. It's already started, hasn't it?
Yeah, I think you go through peaks and troughs in sort of throughout the season, but it sort of starts back in when you come in for pre-season. It's a bit cliche, but it does start back then. You've got the end goal and you're focused on that, and then you have, you know, little peaks and troughs throughout the year. And right now it's time for us to sort of keep, you know, we've had that challenging period, and now we can build off that and use that as a you know, a blessing in disguise, and we can build from those, you know, those challenging situations we've had and really catch the momentum and keep running with it, because I feel like we're on the up, and that's just from us been facing those challenging situations, coming together, getting behind 40 and what he's going on, and playing group, controlling their controllables and sticking together. Is going to put us in good stead to catch up momentum and hold on to it.
What would you expect, James, from Sheffield on Friday night?
Well, firstly, I agree with Big Fordy. I think the best version of us is good enough to beat anybody in this division, and that's not being disrespectful to other teams. This comp, I just really believe in the playing group that we've got. As for Sheffield, I think they're a good team. They're third for a reason, and they're a far better team at home. You know, they've only lost one game at home this season. They're certainly a team that favours attacking over defending, and you know, QLT, Thax, Corey, it's a spine that's going to want to move the ball. So they'll be dangerous when in possession if we're not getting our defensive assignment right. But there's some areas that we can go after as well. You know, obviously not going to list them and detail them, but we had a good look at Sheffield. I've another look at them tonight, and we're a big, powerful team, but and we can go through teams. But I also think we've got plenty of skill, and so we want to be able to go around teams as well.
And what do you, as if you like the new coach, even though you've been here for a bit now and you know this club inside out, what do you want to see from, you know, this game, the next couple of games, Sheffield away, Keighley at home? We've sat, you know, in these chairs before, and you've made it very clear that the goal is Super League promotion. You know, however many points clear you finish doesn't really matter. So it doesn't really matter if there's an off defeat thrown in, but you won't want that. I know you won't want that. So what are you looking for? What do you want to see Friday night?
I want to see the team playing to its potential, and I want to see the team playing to its potential week on week, training to its potential through the week, and then obviously attacking wise, yeah, we are good at going through teams and we are good at flooding wins, but we can do more than that, and we've been working on that, and I'm really looking forward to seeing our attacking strategy enhanced this weekend.
Quick final word from all of you, then I guess focusing on Friday night. Tickets, by the way, are available. You can get travel there as well. If you've got no means of getting there and back, the club can sort that out. Go online or come down to the shop and sort that out. What would you be saying to the Rovers fans who've been watching the last couple of weeks for afar, changing coach, no game to come along to because we've had the break, but then this big one Friday night? If you were able to speak, Fordy, directly to the Rovers fans right now, as you can do, what would you be saying?
I'd just say, stick together, stick with us. We're doing the same. We're sticking together and coming together as a group. So, just come and support us, stay with us. It's a rugby league town, and I love that about it. And you know what I mean. So, we're just going to put out our best version and put on a show, I hope. Obviously, I'm not being playing, but I'm very grateful for. I still cross people in the street, and when I'm out, if I'm in Ponty or if I'm in Fev or whatever, I'm still crossing people in the street, and they're still showing me a lot of love, even though I've not been on the field, and I've been appreciating that. So, not about getting to the game, but I want to say thanks to them for still showing me some love, even though I've had a few injuries. I appreciate that too. So,
same question to you, Junior.
Yeah, same as 40. It's awesome having support, especially when we play away. Having that extra support gets us home sometimes. So, yeah, it's awesome. We get a big crowd.
Final word from you, Coach, ahead of Friday. You've heard from the boys. We've heard from you. You've told us what you want to see from the team and from the players. I guess you want to see a big effort from the fans as well, don't you?
Yeah, well, they always do. Obviously, I've coached against Featherstone and played for Featherstone, and the fans have always been fantastic. Just more of the same from them guys, and they'll get behind us. But it's first versus third. It will be a belter. It should be a belter.
We better let you get to training, but I've really appreciate your company. Thanks for your time as always today. James Ford, Junior Moors, Jono Ford as well. Friday night, Rovers back in action away at Sheffield. Make sure that you can join us there. We'll have all the action though if you can't, and all the reaction as well on FRTV. Thank you for watching. Up next, we'll see you very soon.